Okay, so this is my first live session of coding. I was making a. You will all have to suffer. You will all have to suffer if I get anyone with my Indian accent. Sorry for that. So yes, I did have an extension. I basically vibe coded it, but from now onward, we won't be relying on vibe, and I'll be doing generic code. I'll be doing code all by myself. There is a settings tab which contains all your API key models name and stuff, and then there's the chat. Okay, so if we see what the AI built, that would be simple. We'll just go to Python. The rest there is web view on the view. Then there are the runner, the Python runner and the extension, and that's the main thing. It's like this is the back end of it. I'll speak less in my live session, I guess. It's more of as a hobby for me. I might switch back to Urdu if I feel like it. But yeah, and I do like some background songs, so I would be playing some weird shit in my background as per my liking. And I'll just start something with the music. And that's it. So what I want to be using is I'll just open it over here. I got another PC over here and one over here. I'm just opening the search thing on this side so I can view it all together. Okay, so we need llama index and SQL. As a second thought, let's just open it over here so we can look for we are looking for coding example for the code blocks. We'll skip the most of it. Natural language SQL table. There is natural language SQL table retrieval. Text to SQL query engine retrieval llama parse. Okay, we got core llama. No. I think it was in query engine one. SQL query engine will llama index DuckDB llama parse. Readers NL table query engine. This is the one that I'm looking for. Yeah, this looks good. Okay. We need llama index core. We need OpenAI depending on what we are using. And why do we need embeddings? Why do we need embedding? Why do we need embeddings? Vector storage index. Query times row retrieval. In the query time row retrieval, we embedded the rows of each table, resulting in one index per table. Then the row retrieve each table can be provided to the SQL table retrieval query engine. SQL table retrieve query engine. Okay, so this is, I think, a little advanced. We are not looking for this. We'll just go with the LLM and a simple NLSQL. And NLSQL should be over here. Okay, so this is where we are. Try to do with the part 1 of this and make it functional in our terminal. Okay, so let's start off with the libraries. We just need llama index core. And since we are going to be using Vim, so bear with me on this. And if I do this, I do conda list. Let's activate conda, activate extension. Okay, now it should install on its own. ऐसे कानून से नफरत है दावत है मुझे This is the DB connection. This is the config. Config is good. We got model name. We got API key. We got access use Azure. And we got the endpoint and we got the SQL. And all we need is, if we scroll down to part 1, SQL database. How we get the SQL database? SQL database. There we go. Need to give it the engine, and how we get the engine is should be over here. We just give it a path and we get the engine and we can just continue from it. Okay, this is good. DB connection is weird. LLM init in it Vena is what we were using, but we won't be using anymore. सिसकियां बन के धड़कते हैं तुम दिल में connect Vena SQL URL. Okay, so this is our main. Let's just make an agent.py over here, and what we'll do from let me just see the input again. So let's just make a class over here. Okay? We'll make a class. What would be class P? We call it open. I'm calling it open SQL agent. So that will be it. We will give it an init function, a constructor. And what the constructor will do, it will have the db. So it will have the URL, db type string, and that is pretty much it, I guess. So it's llama index code query engine. We'll just move it over here, and we'll do from llama underscore core dot query. And if I do pip install r python slash requirements.txt. जब सबके लब सिल जाएंगे हाथों से कलम छिन जाएंगे बादल से लोहा लेने का ऐलान करेंगी जंजीरें. So in the production it will be using the .b and we Okay, so what I'm planning is that we will make an agent over here. It will initialize the engine. It will initialize. So if we just go back up there, it will take care of the engine part. It will take care of the SQL database. So we'll just pass it the engine, and that would be it. And then first we show how we can execute our SQL query, which is directly executed over the table. We're not gonna do that. We'll skip this, and then it will initialize. So agent will be the code part of the system, and so the agent.py will be the core part of the. So if now I think if I go back to execute and do dd. Yep. So that's vim. And once we are in the execute, we press I, and from llama index.core dot query engine import nl SQL table. We're gonna see where we can import the engine from. That's SQL and we will not SQL import engine. That's good. Okay, we need create engine. And we also gonna need SQL database. So again, from llama underscore import database. Okay, Vim is weird. I cannot just press enter for the space if I'm in the execute part. Now let's make a function and let's call it init engine. Now what the init engine will do, it will just create the engine. So self, and let's make it private while we are at it. And I think I need to use L. Let's make it private and self dot engine is equal to create engine self dot db and I think there would be a lot of mumbling in my video. We'll work on that. Okay, so now that's good. We'll make a def in the database, also private self. We escape to command mode. We go L. Okay, that is weird. Command mode. I need to do this to be self dot database. SQL database, we give it engine. And schema, there has to be ignore tables. None. We'll just let it be, okay. And at the end, this will be our agent. I need to, I think, stop using the keys and be the L, K, J, H for the Vim. Okay. So we got the agent. Now all we need to do is get to the part 1. And this will be query underscore engine is equal to SQL self dot database and tables can be null. And if I can just find the docstring, which is not in here of it. So I'm not going to pass any table. I do need an LLM. So let's just take the LLM on the agent level. And we'll do simply LLM equal LLM. This should be our agent, and we should be good if we just do a return. And before that, of course, we need to call init engine and self.init database. Now, if I look at this, it wouldn't make much sense. I'll be passing the database over here. Then I'll make an SQL. Let's call it SQL. And then I would be running it with the agent, where I'll give it the LLM. I want it to be a single line thing. So I pass it the string, I get the agent, and that's it. And I think what we use that for is Python is initialized in Python. Okay, so what I want is something like this. I get the agent out of it. Okay, I think let's continue it for the first patch. Let's just keep it running, then I can see that what we can do on the code side. You got the config, you got the agent. How do we run the agent? We just need to do query engine dot response. So if I just do dot query, so anything over here should give me a response. So if I take the query over here as well, then we can simply do query. Now that's a question. Do I want to fragment the agent class different from where I'm actually triggering the agent to get the response? Do I want to do that? Yes, I want to do that. I want it all in a separate thing. I think I'll just make a util.py over here, and it will let's call it handle response for the simplicity sake. And if we'll just see the type over here, it's returning. I like to annotate that type of from llama underscore query engine. I just get NLST. Okay, so I need to do shift A to be on that end. What do we need? We need an agent. What's the agent type gonna be? It's going to be an SQL. We need a query. What's the query type going to be? It's going to be LLM. What are we returning? We are returning str. So simple as that. So if we do response is equal to agent dot query and return the response. Now response is response type, and what exactly is response type? Streaming response, async response pattern. Let's see response. It got response source index metadata. Okay. Source index. This is good content. We can scale it back up later. If we do response dot response, that should give us the string that we are looking for. Okay, so good with the utils, good with the agent, simple, clean, very small files. Now coming back to our main, let's call it main.py, and I think we'll need to change it in the over here. Yep. Okay, so insert mode and y is main. Let's just search it globally if we can find any other mention of agent.py. Set up your path to ensure you can load until the. Okay, so we are good with this. Is SQL, is DDL, respond. You won't be needing the. You won't be needing respond. Is DDL. ML check if the query is the DDL or DML command. Usually does not return result. We won't be needing this. We will be giving more control to the agent itself. And this is getting loud for my test. Shut up, please. Uh, yeah, so not gonna need those. Not gonna need these. Neither these. Come on, man. Yeah, right. Too much shit. Not this. Da, da, da. Okay, I do want to see where exactly they're trading the config. We got the config from message type dot get type is equal to ask, and we got the message from JSON load line. Okay, we're gonna keep these two safe. We're gonna keep this if condition safe. Okay, we're gonna we're also going to keep the try catch, and let's do a shift. We need to do shift A, and there we go. Another thing I want to how to remap my Vim key from escape to enter my Vim command mode key from in VS Code. Escape to key enter in VS Code for Vim. You need to modify your settings for JSON file, including the specific key binding insert mode. Control Shift P, window Control Shift P, Mac, open settings, presence open user settings. So Control Shift P, open users settings JSON, Vim SQL mode. Okay. I'll need to, I think, cut that part out. Let me just see. Stop sharing. Look through my face for a while, you guys, will you? We got the VM SQL API key. Yep. SQL, Postgres. Uh, just a minute, guys. and the following code block to your VS Code user settings.json. This is support application support. Preference open user setting and press enter. Insert the remap. Using new line functionality by remapping. To shift press enter. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna keep it as it is. We don't need Fena anymore, and what we do need is agent. Util slash. Do we have another util? LLM in it. Oh, it's in folder. Okay. Okay. So what we need is from util.agent import OpenSQL agent. I'm gonna need this. Now we are gonna need to create an agent. Agent is equal to OpenSQL. OpenSQL. What we do need to give it is config dot get. What was the path again? Endpoint. No, SQL URL. SQL URL. We have that. Okay, we need another class for LLM, and I think we do have that. LLM init always does that for us. But we cannot use normal LLMs with Llama index, so we are going to need an LLM.py. And for that, we are going to download all the LLMs available on Llama Index. So it's Llama Index slash OpenAI. Llama Index OpenAI. Llama Index Cloud. We need Llama Index Gemini. So the main English models, we'll skip the Chinese because I think they are mostly accessible with the OpenAI libraries. So LLMs.OpenAI, LLMs.Anthropic, and LLMs.Google GenAI. So we'll do LLMs.OpenAI and Llama Index, LLMs.Anthropic, Llama Index, LLMs.Gen AI Kit, Google GenAI, Google GenAI. Yeah, this should be good. And we'll press Control. We'll just exit from here and we'll do a simple pip install. And we are already on it. Yeah. We'll do a simple pip install. I will just You see the command again. Come on. They, they should give us all the main LLMs. And what we'll do, we'll create a simple. We should create a simple. Now go to insert mode. We'll do class. We'll name it LLMs. All we'll take the config over here. Oh, not over here. Like this. We'll give it a def in it. Self, and we'll take the config over here. Now what I want for this is to return the LLM rather than calling double function. I don't want to do LLM config and then I do LLM is equal to config and then I do LLM get model. I don't want this, okay? This is too bullshit. So what I will do is let's just go and we'll do a def new. Yeah. So we get a class object which basically calls any of the class function. We can use that, but I think we'll do it all in this function. So we'll get the config, and I want it all to be type strict, so we will get type dict from it. Need to use config type, and what should the type dict be? It's gonna have a model. Okay, that's no hot word to it. That is class config type with the type dict, and it's gonna have a model str. It's gonna have the API key str, and it's gonna have it as use Azure str. If it endpoint.str, SQL URL dot str. Let's just keep this one. We don't need this type, and it will be config type. Okay, so we know what the config is. The code know what the config is, and we have our LLMs. So if we do from llama index LLMs OpenAI, we can do import Azure OpenAI. Oh, come on. We can do OpenAI, but we should be doing from llama index LLMs. Okay, I think we need another one over here. Azure OpenAI. And there's Anthropic. सुनो कि क्या मेरी ज़बानी तुम एक परी की दास्तां या मैं करूं तुमसे बयां या मैं करूं तुमसे बयां यानी मिली थी कहाँ मियाँ के मिलन. Okay. So what we need is the name. So we'll do config.get and model. And if the name starts with, let's say, GPT, then we know that it's an open AI. And then we'll get the type, or we'll get the is Azure from the config.get user ghost. By default, let's keep it false. If is Azure, what it will do, it will return an Azure OpenAI. But before that, it needs to get the API key and the endpoint. So a second thought, we should get the API key over here. We get the API key config.get. Now the benefit of declaring it, I get this drop down which shows me that the things I have. So we got the API key and we're gonna get the endpoint. How about I do not call the API key safely, because if there is no API key, I do want it to throw an error. And this will handle it for me. So most libraries do have a built-in endpoint. So if there is no endpoint, they'll use that. And so we can keep it none in that case. Okay, so we'll give it this URL, which is the endpoint. We'll give it the API key. We'll give it the model. No temperature and maximum retry, that's good. And we don't need an statement, we can simply do OpenAI and all the same stuff. We'll do model, sorry, we'll do name. I don't think we need a base for it. We do need API key. Do we need a base URL? Or do we need an input? Model name, temperature, max token, timeout, API key, your open API key, base. Okay, we don't need the base URL for it. That's good. Now let's do elif. The name starts with Gemini. Then obviously it's a Google. Then we will simply do a return Google Gen AI. Model is the name. We need to have the API key. Yep, API key equal to API key. Then we got the endpoint. Not the base URL. Okay. Oh, I think it. Oh, sorry for that. A lot of mumbling. Okay. So we don't need the endpoint for the Google as well. HTTP option, vertex AI, callback, built-in tool, file. That's good. Neither for the Google, not for the OpenAI. And same goes with If no, I don't think that we need an if. That's our last option. So you either have to have one of these or simply cannot use it. So the base URL endpoint and we'll do model name and we need API underscore key. That's it. This is our LLM class. Now what it will do is it will return the LLM from llama index based on whatever the model name is set. So if we go back to our main over here, we'll also need to from utils.llm .llm import llm and don't need to know now. LLM is equal to LLM and we just need to pass the conflict and that's it, we have our LLM. Another thing that we need a command. If we escape, go up, go down, go here, we will need from utils we will need handle response. So now we can just go back down here. Okay, there is a command. If I do set, no, if I do 30, I'll just beautiful. Okay, so handle response will take the agent and will take the query. Now where will we get the query? We already have the query. That's good. We are gonna get the response and I don't know how it was streaming back. So let's just revert it all back. That should be good. Respond. Now what does the respond? Okay, so the respond flushes it. We do need the respond. Let's put it to insert mode. Insert. We do need the respond. Respond, data SQL query, metadata, error. Okay, we can do a message, we can do an SQL query and we can do results. Is execution. I think that I will like to declare it over here. If I do, I would like to take it to the utils. Okay, what idea? Now from typing, let's import literal. Let's import type text. And the literal for this is obviously response. Yep. And we'll do a class over here, response type. We'll do type text. Now what response type it can have or it can have an SQL. It can have result. It can have is execution for some reason, which is bool. SQL, it can have error. And I think we need, and it can have finally the message. Okay, there. This is not getting used in any type, so this error is useless. And this is our response type. And we'll just import from import system and import JSON. Yep, looks good. Now if we just okay. A card, I don't know how this works. Okay, we need here. Go to escape mode, scroll down. This is not needed, double D. This is not needed, double D. Double D, double D, double D, double D. Okay, all of this is not needed. And I don't know how. Insert mode, select copy. We just do from utils dot utils import response and import handle response. Okay, we got the query, we got the message, we got the config. What else do we need? Import. We need import utils dot agent import OpenSQL. We got from utils dot llm import llm, and it should be straightforward from now. Let's get our agent. We need the deep, and this is the config dot get. So get what? Get SQL URL. So dot SQL URL. And let's get the LLM. Let's do agent is equal to agent dot. How about we name it to get agent? Okay. The response is equal to handle response. We give it the agent, we give it the query. And how we send it is respond, response, and message is the response. Oh no, response. Yep. We don't need this. We don't need this. And we do need this. And yeah. So in theory, we should have made our agent much smarter, much better overall in executing, getting data, and doing all sort of SQL things. And while doing that, we should have also reduced our code size by a large margin. So our files are really small, well fragmented, and simpler and more easier to read because it's written by an actual human. Okay, now to test it. What's the matter with it? Let's just close this one. We will rerun that code command. And if we do a hello, we should see an error. Config/API key. Okay, so we did that not safely, and it did what was expected of it. But why? Why? API underscore key. Yes. Oh, we need to do. I think we need to do a. But why do we need to do that? I mean, we can simply do an API key. Endpoint is same. We can do Azure. For SQL connection, we only need to do SQL connection URL. And I mean, why do we need it at all? Which environment already exists? We should do a hello. It should be. We got. We must specify an engine parameter. We must specify an engine parameter. I must specify an engine parameter. What does that mean exactly? We'll go to the documentation over here and okay, engine. Not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. Create engine. Create all engine. Create all engine. Let's just create SQL query. We don't need that. We'll ask our agent to create some stuff for us. So create engine. We have done create engine. We have done create database. Yes. पहाड़ों की कसम तुम चले आओ पहाड़ों की कसम. You must specify an engine parameter. Side package is Azure OpenAI base.py. Hmm. It's not in the agent. It's in the LL.config. It's in the Azure OpenAI. Why is that? Why is that? We have given it the model name. Debug. मेरे वास्ते छोड़ दुनिया जा मेरे वास्ते दिल को घायल कर गया तेरा सितम तुम चले आओ पहाड़ों. Now my index of bending open a package not found. Please run pip install. Okay, that's they are using it internally, I guess. So we are going to do that, and while we are at it, we are all going to could not find a version open. I. So let's rerun. Could not load OpenAI embedding model. If you intend to use OpenAI, please check OpenAI command. Okay, so ouch. Embedding model. If I do a thing, let's go to insert mode and do embedding model and we do local. I think that should cover it up. We shouldn't. Since I won't be asking for embedding and all that models. It's just a simple extension. Let's keep it simple for the first launch. Okay, so fourth time a charm, I guess. Let's open up. Was it Superbase? I created a dummy project VS Code extension specifically for this one. Previously, we did created two tables using it, I guess. Yep, student one is still here and it also inserted some data. Yep. And another error. What the fuck? Unsupported protocol. The above exception, which environment already exists. Python straight down default. It happened in the handle response when we got the queried the agent. Okay, not sure about this one, but I'm thinking let's do. Oh God. Okay. I need to confirm my ending string for the SQL. I need to confirm that I am getting the LLM right. Then I need to confirm that I am getting the agent right. Then it's the problem with how the agent is running. So prints. It has to print. I wanna see the config. I don't wanna see all the config. I just want to see the SQL connection URL called test dummy. I don't mind logging it currently. And config.get will print the LLM. Key paste. Can I get the model name as well? Model. Yep. Ah. Let's just skip this. कहता नहीं कि तुमसे पहले कोई कहता नहीं कि तुमसे के hello, let it think for a while. The output and we should see bunch of errors. कि पूछे कि उसमें क्या है? Retrying normal index open AI chat in with response not in unexpected fake. Okay, yeah, this is good. This is good. Now I need to check my API, so I'll just stop sharing this so I can console log my API key. And I'll get my endpoint, and while we are at it, I'll get my model name as well. And I'll call it config. Okay. 7, 8 time a charm. Just going to see my API key in the console. Once I'm sure of it, I'll share my screen back. Let's see the concept. Okay, so the API key looks good. The model, everything is good. Yep. Return normal index as an OpenAI.chat in 5%. Connection error. Connecting error. Let me just generate another. I think I'll go with Google. Let me just get a 2.5 Flash API key. So Google AI Studio. Get API key. VS Code extension. इसमें की वाला कौन लाए तो पहले create API key. Gemini API key, project name, project number. Got the API key for our Gemini. Model or copy the quick start URL, the URL, curl. And the future face the door. Gemini Flash latest generate content. So this would be our endpoint. I have placed my API key, I have placed my endpoint. My SQL database is already there. And now I'll be giving the endpoint to our Gemini. We're just giving API key and model name. So I think Gemini 2.5 Flash is free, right? तेरा हूँ आज भी वहीं कि दिल फिर बेकरार है हूँ आज भी वहीं कि तेरा इंतजार है छोड़ जो मुझे तुम कभी न जाओ मैं रात दिन I will just need to give it the model name. And as long as I think the like I say settings, let's do hello. And still I think I can share the screen. Just तुम्हें मेरे बस तुम मेरे कभी न जाऊँ मैं रात दिन तुम हो बसे Okay, so the API key is right. Error parsing output. Hello, how can I help you today? Okay, so we are getting the response, which is good. Error parsing the Python output. That's the problem with you. Our LLM is good. Don't need this print. This print is good. Tab is equal to message tab. Why? No, why is there an error? Dumps response line. Error parsing Python output. Hello response.